All right, go live.
Hello. We are live. Welcome,
What is
folks,
up?
to the Sidekick Show. Welcome, Rob, because he just got here. He's making me sweat a little bit. I thought I was going to do an Ask Me Anything alone, which is not going to be terribly fun for everybody. So
It would have been
this is
fun
the
for me
side.
to watch.
Yeah. He'll be like quietly in the comments and go, "I've been here the whole time."
That's right.
So what's up, guys? Welcome, the Sidekick Show. It is Monday, June 28th. Oh my God, what happened to the year? What happened happened to everything? We're in the summer already. Yeah. So how you feeling so far in end of June, Rob? We're done. School's about to be out for the kiddies. Are you overwhelmed, or are you ready to party?
Well, I'm all of category A and definitely all of category B. Listen, for all the people out there who are parents who are working and trying to navigate the online school system, vastly different than where we were last spring of 2020. Better for the kids, but I commend every parent out there or caregiver who has had to try to navigate working full time while also, trying to keep up with your kids' activities in school and stuff. So I'm very excited that we're over. One more day. I think it's going to be a day of nothing for the kids. They'll just be farting around, which is, to be honest with you, what we've been letting the kids do for the past 2 weeks anyway, since marks were done back on June 9th or something. So
it's like your report cards are ready to be picked up, but we're still going to assign work. So it's going to factor in somehow. So hopefully, I assume it does.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it being over. I think the kids are looking. I don't know about your kids. I know my kids are just kind of excited for it just to be over. I mean, this is 2 years in a row where they've been finishing school this way, right? So I think they're excited for it the whole process to be over and kind of sliding to summer. Which I'm not gonna lie, I don't know where the delineation between schoolwork and summer is, because it's going to be the same shit every day. Wake up groggy, put on the PS4, play a little bit. Like, I don't know what they're going to be doing. So. Yeah. Anyway, how about you, buddy? How are you?
Yeah.
You've been doing full-time dad, parent, teacher duties all year.
We've been doing the online, so I've been there right next to it. It's very cool. The teachers have been working really hard. Well, my teachers, I've heard other stories, but if you're a teacher and you're trying to make this work, then that's amazing. If you're phoning it in, it is what it is, right? I don't blame you. But there's a bunch of random questions popping up already. So we're gonna get to the questions, folks. So we don't really have a plan per se for today's episode. We kind of just wanted to shoot the shit with everybody. I don't know how long a lot of the viewers have been with us, but originally this show started off as just me and Rob on Instagram Live talking about whatever the podcast was about on the previous before we used to drop on Wednesday. So whatever the podcast coming on Wednesday, we would talk it up and go. And then it just kind of spawned from there. Everyone was getting in on the live chat, participating, and we all want to enjoy, watching movies and talking whatever with you guys. So it's been a really awesome journey, I would like to say. So thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you everyone who's been tuning in. I don't know what we want to warm up with, Rob. Do we want to warm up with, did you pull any news? I got one new release I want to mention. So comics are still going. We are open to the public. I believe as of this Wednesday, the restrictions are moving to another stage where we will be allowed to host more people in the shop. Obviously, keep proper distance. Masks are mandatory, and we still offer all the other amenities, curbside shipping, all that kind of stuff. So we're looking forward to that. It's very fun to see people in the store again and converse. And we got a whole bunch of stock. So we're like rammed to the walls with lots of fun new stuff. So the new release I wanted to mention this week was the Venom King in Black trade paperback is coming out this week. So if you are a Venom fan, or if you're not a Venom fan, this is definitely one of the books that you can pick up. Donny Cates' run on Venom has been phenomenal in kind of like fleshing out the character. If you remember Venom, he was just a muscled up dude who was
with
a Spider-Man
villain.
Yeah, and he had a cool costume, but Donny Cates has really fleshed him out. He's given him a kind of like a family to deal with and a whole mythos behind the Venom suit. So definitely this is something you want to pick up. And then we did also get the Batman Earth 1 Volume 3 hardcover, which you've seen Andre mention a couple times, and we've just added it to the website. So if you are interested, you can pick it up on the website, or you can just come into the store. And I'm looking forward to reading that. I haven't had a chance to sit down and go through that. I don't know if I want to reread. Rob, would you reread Volume 1 and 2 before you dive into this third one?
I will.
Because it's been a hot minute, right?
Yeah, I would. If you have the opportunity to pick up both trades of Volume 1 and Volume 2, I suggest you do so. I have not read part or issue 3 or Volume 3. It does continue from Volume 2, but as John said, there was a huge a time suck. Like it was, I want to say 5 or 6 years. Like this was supposed to come out before Doomsday Clock, and it was put on pause because of Doomsday Clock. And that was a year before Doomsday Clock came out. And Doomsday Clock was supposed to take 1 year, and it took 2 years to actually complete 12 issues. So you start adding it all up, you're looking at about 5.5 years between 6 years, between Volume 2 and Volume 3. So yeah, I'm definitely going to go back and I'm going to reread them. But these are one of those books that I've picked up and I've read maybe once every couple of years because they're just very good Batman stories. Andre mentioned that they're not in continuity, and they're not, which means they also they don't adhere to canon, right? Like you have a very different take. It's probably one of my favorite Jeff Johns works that he's done, to be honest with you. So
what up, guys? I don't know. Sarah mentioned that there's a code on the bottom of my cup. I think it's some type of QWERTY code or whatever you call it. I don't know if I can track my mug or whatever like that. I got this mug for free when watching a security camera seminar. Fun times. Thanks for Fraser did mention a relevant comment right now. Fortnite, the new Fortnite is not out this week. It was going on a very steady schedule of every other week. It is pushed back, I think, about 1 week. So you're not going to see the final issue of the Batman Fortnite comic until July 6th or 7th, I believe. So don't look for it this week. Look for it next week. But I think we were worried that this Earth 1 universe was going to be canceled or just dropped at one point. So I'm glad they are continuing it. So I it's been a long wait, but I'm glad it's still going. And I'm again really looking forward to reading the Batman Volume 3. Anything else you want to add to that, Rob? Or I think
I was just gonna say, yeah, you're right. Thankfully, Gary Frank was dropping a lot of tidbits every once in a while. He would drop like a picture, a scan of something he had done for the book, and it's like coming soon. And that was like, I started sending that to you like 2.5 years ago, going, dude, it's coming, and then we were just like waiting. So yeah, no, I'm excited to read it. And John, you touched on it earlier. I mean, this show has definitely changed and it's evolved, and it's you've put a lot of hard work in this, and I want to say thanks to you.
We both have, and everyone that's joined us every week. Definitely been making it like one of the funnest night of the week.
Well, yeah, because we've gone through many different iterations. I mean, we had Joey that started with us. We even had a theme song that started off every episode that never worked properly.
It kind of works, yeah. That was just a random preview.
Did you really? Wow. All right.
Awesome. I'm messing around. The resolution didn't work for some reason. I don't know what's going on, but we might have a theme song gag. Who knows?
But yeah, I mean, we started doing chatting and we just started chatting and talking about movies one day during like this random online thing that we did just live. And then this is how it came out. And then we had like a structure for the show. And then one day we started shooting the shit with people online here about movies, and next thing we're like, let's just watch that next week, and that's evolved to what we are now. So John said it, I'm going to repeat it 1,000 times probably tonight, but thanks everybody who has stuck with us, who's been tuning in, leaving comments, and joining us and whatnot. And I think we should get into the questions and start fielding some of the questions, John.
Yeah, okay. So you want Yeah. The regular crews are kind of messing with us, so it's fun times. So, well, let's open up with actually Sarah actually got in the first question here, and I think it's a really good question. So I'm going to propose it to. Oh, actually, he's got a double.
You're going to propose to me?
Right. Propose the question to you.
Oh, damn it!
Get out of town, Rob. All right. So
on bended knee.
So again, if you're just tuning in, we're doing an Ask Me Anything. So definitely shout out your questions, comments, whatever in the live chat, and we'll do our best to answer and field them and have fun with whatever questions come in. So Rob, the first question from Sarah is if you could be any superhero, who would it be and why? Or you could, I think she might have sent me another version of this question as the one that often gets asked by everybody. If you could have a superpower, which superpower would you have? So let's let Rob go first. Is it Batman? Do you just want money?
I do want the money. No, you know what? I'll be very honest with you. I've always wanted the ability to fly. And I think that dates back to watching Superman, the first Superman movie, Richard Donner movie. I fell in love with that. That I was born in '76. That came out in '78. It's one of my first memories of is seeing that movie, and recording it off of City TV, and then realizing a few years later that there was a difference between the television version and the VHS version, and then realizing on top of that there was a Canadian version and an American version. That also blew my mind. I didn't.
Man, I would kind of pay if they released like City TV edits of movies.
Yeah,
I would almost, like, if that was an option on your Netflix or whatever, I would almost click that, because I remember very clearly Die Hard. John McClane yells, "Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon." So I don't know who dubbed that over, if that was City TV's thing or that was some special TV dub. Very few people know that when I say it. So I suspect it was maybe just a City TV thing, but I would definitely watch that dub if that happened. But that's funny. Yeah. Wow. So you wanted to fly, Rob.
Fly has always been my thing. What about you, John?
Before I move on to my thing, if you want to fly, one of the funnest things you can do that I feel is very close to flying is riding a motorbike. Have you ever considered riding a motorbike?
So I was a passenger as a teenager, as a 13-year-old on the back of a bike, and the guy flipped me off. It was my neighbor, and he was like, "Okay, I'm going to take him." My mom's like, "I don't really know about this." He's like, "It's fine," and he took off, and I flipped off the back. So I always wanted to ride a motorcycle. And in fact, even up to a number of years ago, I kept saying I was going to get one. My wife kept saying, "No, you're married. You're not getting one." And then, not to get too much of a downer, but I work in an industry where we see a lot of things like this. And I saw some photos on how to deal with something. And I was like, yeah, I'm good with never having to worry about a motorcycle again. So I've never done
I don't know if I would, like,
with training wheels, I would do it.
yeah. Well, they have those bikes with the extra wheels. I forgot what they're called, the slingshots and stuff like that. I see a lot of those around in Toronto. Yeah, there's one called the Slingshot that has two big wheels up front. Yeah, it's like basically convertible, but still like horror. Like when you talk to, I think the joke is when you talk to doctors and they're talking about, like transplants or whatever. They're like, okay, so after the motorcycle accident, we take the heart and we transplant it into someone who needs it. So it's like, whoa, hold on a second, Jesus Christ. Right. So, but yeah, right. But I would definitely ride it on, like, when you go out dirt biking or something like that. It's a fun experience that way. I don't know if I would do it on the daily, especially on the roads and streets now. It's so scary. So shout outs to Gord, who I know did a bicycle ride trip to Niagara Falls, and I was like, oh my God, please, I don't know what type of safety measures you can take, Gordon. Make sure your head's on a swivel and stuff like that. Please stay safe when you do that kind of stuff, man. I'm definitely afraid of things happening to you. So superpowers, mine would be, for some reason, I've always chosen this as a kid, and I feel like I just keep going to it because it's the easiest one, and that's Colossus's power. So I don't necessarily have to be Colossus, but just to be able to, because you can turn it off whenever you don't want. You turn into this big metal dude. You take care of whatever you got to take care of. And definitely, people, if you have what superheroes you like the best, or what superpower you would want the best, drop in the comments. But for some reason, just being able to turn that off and just be a regular dude and not have to worry about it.
Is it because you want like the metal dong? Is that why?
Maybe. I never even thought of that when I was a kid. But he had the flat top. The flat top was pretty fly. And
yeah, but so did Kid and Play. Well,
exactly. No, and Asian kids can't rock a flat top. Really, you get like a kind of Jet Li thing going on. But I guess that's that question there, folks. So if you ever wanted to be a superpower, or which superhero we wanted to be, Rob wanted to fly like Superman. I wanted to turn into a big metal dude,
and never be able to sneak around again because you'd be clinking everywhere.
No, but you turn back into the human form, right? I don't know.
Right.
Like, I feel like Flash is probably one of the safest ones. I'm surprised you didn't pick Flash.
but running's fun. But then I kind of want to be up in the sky. Like I want to do which is really funny because I'm not a fan of roller coasters. So I don't know why I have this desire to want to fly. But
so I don't know what the ride's called now at Canadian Wonderland, Top Gun or whatever. Remember Top Gun? It basically like suspends you, and I feel like if they just attach capes to the back, that could be totally the sensation of flying, which is not fun. But you're not controlling that. If you control your own flying, I think that'd be fun. Yes. She also asked if you were on death row, what would be your last meal, Rob?
Oh, that's really hard. I
Would it be? It leads into this follow up question from Lewis. Would it be Tiger Tail ice cream? And if Tiger Tail ice cream was unavailable, would you have a second choice?
Okay. I see this. I've actually thought about my last meal on death row, because I'd be like, if I had like steak and potatoes, if it wasn't cooked properly and it gave me like the runs, like that's the last thing you want to do. Like when you're already nervous being strapped into the chair for whatever type of death is awaiting you, I wouldn't want to be crapping my pants because of the horrible food that wasn't cooked properly. So I'd probably go play it safe. I would just be like a bowl of KD.
You can have.
And then if Tiger Tail was not an option for me to ever eat again, which I think Lewis would probably wish that was true, I would go, and I can't have it because of nut allergies, but I would go with the Score ice cream, like the McFlurries. The Score, I love that. So I would go that way.
Okay. I think that's a good choice. I think I was gonna say steak and fry, like the go-to meal, but I feel like if you're going out, then you might as well go nuts and have dessert. So I think dessert is a good call. What dessert? I don't know. I think I'll have to mull it over, and maybe it'll come up later in the conversation. But we have our first ever. I'm going to throw this up there because I was unaware. I've seen other streams do this, but apparently there is a paid comment.
Oh wow!
That people can do. So thank you very much, Eric Kirby. $5 to the channel that we'll use it for various upgrades and all kinds of fun stuff. So he asks, Rob, which of these three characters do you guys think is the worst a-hole? Eric Cartman from South Park, obviously. Roger from American Dad. I'm not super familiar with that character. I think that's the alien character. Or Rick from Rick and Morty. So I don't know if you want to field that one first. Sorry, I just saw it pop up, guys. We're gonna scroll back to the other comments, but thank you very much, Eric Kirby, for a random contribution. I didn't even know that option was on for us, so that's pretty cool.
I feel that Roger's the actual father. Oh no, he's the alien. You're right.
Yeah, he's the alien.
It's really hard because I find that all three of them I can relate to because they're sarcastic and don't give an F about things.
Yeah.
So I don't know who would be there. I guess at the very end of the day, I'd probably have to pick Roger.
Cartman used to have some Cartman used to have some really good burns though.
Yeah, he was. So that's why
it's been some time since I've watched South Park, but he used to have some really good burns. So you would pick Roger from American Dad.
I'd pick Roger. Yeah. Who would you pick?
I think I'd pick Rick from Rick and Morty because he does some really crazy. Like I know you're not familiar with the show, but the stuff that he does on that show is pretty outrageous. But I think Cartman is definitely runner up, and maybe if I rewatch some of those burns he gets on to people, I feel like he was just horrible. I'm trying to think. There's a lot of jokes. I think there was one where he was like playing World of Warcraft or something, and he would like call people over because he had to go to the washroom or something, and he'd call his mom or something. So, he's kind of an a-hole too. But fresh in my mind, Rick from Rick and Morty, especially if you rewatch the previous seasons. So that's your answer for now. Thank you. Hopefully that was cool, Eric. But let's keep it rolling, I guess.
Yeah.
Another one from Sarah. Sarah wants to do an impression of each other. John is Rob, Rob is John. Do you have anything prepared? I don't know. First of all, I don't have any Tool shirts or hats. And
That's
second
true.
of all, time is precious. So you have to make sure that you read The Underwater Welder. I can't do voices.
No.
And Rob could fill in with his Stallone / Vin Diesel impersonation if you really want. But
well, if I was doing John, I would mispronounce everything. I would be like, okay, it's where it's that guy from Heath Ledger. No, it's Heath. Wait, what? The guy from the Batman movie, the Dark Rises. No, what is it? I don't know. I got nothing.
Yeah, I think you should. You probably should have went with a Rorschach or something like that.
Rorschach. I was trying to remember what was the one that he always screwed up. But there's so many for you. But I went with the fake one.
Thank you. Sarah and Scott jumped in with some super chats as well, so I just popped that up. Sarah wants to so fetch. So fetch was one of these words we were trying to get rolling, and I feel like we lost track of it. I don't know if it was because there was a really good exchange between Michelle and everybody.
It was. I felt like it was during that stupid movie with the Howard the Duck. It kind of came up in that. But I just recently sent something to Sarah. I feel like it was just a few weeks ago, and I saw it. Somebody said it's so fetch on television. I was like, oh my god, they're stealing your line. So, Yeah. At any rate, that. Hang on a second. Okay. Because we put this up before. Do you believe in aliens are real? What do you think of Bob Lazar? So, what do you know who Bob Lazar is, John?
Bob Laser? Is it Laser?
For you, it is.
I don't know. Is he like one of those big conspiracy theorist guys?
No. So there's actually a really cool
Or is he just a friend of yours? Is he like down the street from you?
Yeah, it's actually me. It's Rob Laser. That was my original. That was my rave name back in the day when I was twirling glow sticks and using a pacifier.
Rob does that action very well. I think that was his thing in the club back in the day. He was the guy twirling the sticks around.
That's right.
You can see him in Fast and the Furious 1 during race wars when the lights go down.
That was me.
He's twirling the glow sticks. Sorry, go ahead, Rob.
Yeah. So, anyways, there's a documentary on it. I'm not going to say it's a fabulous documentary because it's directed by Jeremy Corbell, who is he's an individual who definitely has been whistleblowing about UFOs and whatnot. It's an interesting documentary. But Bob Lazar was a guy that worked for, I want to say, NASA, and essentially decided to whistleblow the fact that there was these aliens and whatnot that were being investigated, and that there was a massive cover up. And I think he was looked upon as a bit of a buffoon and whatnot. He did a lot of interviews, like back in the 80s, where it was you couldn't see the individual. He was trying to get information out there. Flash forward to where we are in the last 12 months, especially within the last couple of days, about the Pentagon releasing that, 12 months ago, saying, yes, listen, the UFOs are real. We can't explain them. We'll have a report come out. That report came out last week. I think it was on Friday. And they said, out of the 44 instances in which we are willing to comment about, 43 we cannot explain. So one was a weather balloon. So at any rate, there is something out there. So it's on Netflix. You can definitely check out the documentary. It is a little bit weird to watch, but don't worry about all the weird editing and whatnot, and the music and the trippy stuff that Jeremy Corbell actually does. It's an interesting insight into the man of Bob Lazar, so you should definitely check that out. And yes, I actually do believe in aliens because I think we're stupid to think that we are the supreme intelligence in this entire universe. So I think there's a lot of things that can't be explained, and I'm good with aliens. How about you, John?
I think you are correct in us assuming that we're the only beings of this type in the universe is definitely a stretch, or I don't know if you call it egotistical or whatever. I don't know if you remember that alien autopsy thing that came back. I remember that thing dropped in and what it is, folks, for you young cats, it was basically someone released a video of an alien, like almost like the big round head with the big eyes alien getting dissected. And I don't know if it was debunked or not, but I remember it was a big deal in high school, or not even high school, grade school. And everyone was like, oh my God, it's real. They just released this secret, top secret footage or whatever. And it probably was just some guy who had access to a camera and doing it and all that kind of stuff. So it's I thought that was just a funny thing from our past. But aliens, I hope they're out there. I hope they can make the world a better place for us.
Yeah. Sorry, you know what? It was really weird. Lewis said that my stream was garbled you in the UFO chat. That's really weird. I don't know. Maybe things are afoot at the Circle K.
Yeah. Rob is being censored.
Yeah. I'm just going to put this up here really quickly. Fraser, Sears catalog. All right, there we go.
I'm not going to answer that question, but I remember as a younger lad, magazines like Maxim and stuff where you were like, whoa, what the hell's going on?
Maxim?
Yeah. And did they still publish it? I don't know if they still publish it, but I remember.
I think it's online. They have an online version. I think.
Yeah. You would look at it later and you'd be like, wow, everything is so airbrushed. Like these aren't even real people in this magazine. Yeah. So look, Lewis is already like, we're going dark already. Shout outs to Lewis's Bumblebee picture. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. So Jesse states the difference between UFO and aliens. Yeah. All right. Cool. I think he's right. Yeah. There's something weird flying in the air, but who knows how many drones people can build and do all that kind of stuff. So what else we got here?
Oh, I'm going to say, hang on. A big shout out to Ntaku's getting his second shot on Wednesday. Good on you, buddy. I'm going on Thursday for my second dose. So maybe we will become the Wonder Twins. We will have powers to activate. And if we do, I am not forming into a bucket of water. That was ridiculous.
All right. You gotta go this way. All right. Okay. There we go. We got a screenshot.
Yeah. There we go. So yeah, good on you, buddy.
All right.
This is one for you, John.
Go ahead.
How many customers has the store had since 2001? Because you and Andre are approaching 20 years in like the next couple of weeks.
It's actually next week, I believe, is going to be our 20-year anniversary. Obviously, the current state of things has put a damper on any type of celebration we can have. But it's been a hot minute. How many customers? I have no clue if I would be able to count that. I know we did used to have a comic binder. I don't know if I've cut out or you still there, Rob? Yeah, Rob's still there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Why?
So you stopped moving for a second. I was like, oh god, we have to deal with. Yeah. So we used to have a binder, and it did balloon up to a quite a thick endeavor for us to kind of start pulling comics for everybody. But yeah, it's been a hot minute. I love running into people. Some people that even no longer shop with us. Once in a while, I'll bump into them on the street and things like that. It's always a lot of fun. So it's pretty great that some of you I have known since the beginning. So 2001. I don't know. I think Fraser and Lewis might be the oldest ones in this particular chat. But yeah, some of these customers I've known for 20 years. That's pretty cool. Like I don't know how many good friends you can have over a couple decades, but I can't really ask for anything more than that. So that's
I mean, I've
cool.
always admired you and Andre for doing this, for branching and doing and following your passion and creating this store and it running. I mean, you guys, it's a feat now unto itself to be able to do that. I think we're all kind of now preconditioned or to kind of, hey, go down this path of business or work or trades or whatever, and you just kind of do it. And maybe you do it because your family has said, hey, you should join this or do whatever. You guys went out and you took a chance and you did something because you loved it and you made a business out of it and a successful one. And here you are 20 years later. So that's big ups to you guys, man.
Yeah. It's been when I think about it, it's been a while. Like I was doing like IT in university. I think I just rolled in. I think it was first year university when we started the store. So I was scooting all the way down to York University, back to the shop and all that kind of stuff. So it was
that's awesome.
Sometimes a lot of 407 bills. Scott's gonna ask, what's your anticipation for Loki episode 4? Do you think it's gonna be bad or good?
Well, if I'm not sure if Scott saw our review of episode 3. In it, Stu said, and it came out yesterday, but so I won't get into it. But Stu had said, he asked us, how would we feel if episode 4 was a origin story of Sylvie? And I dread the fact that could potentially be the case. So I will watch it, but I have to say that this week I do not have the excitement or anticipation of watching it because of what happened in episode 3. I just felt it was really boring. So, I don't know. I'm going to watch it. There's only 6 episodes, so whatever. But I'm not overly hyped for it. Put it that way. How about you?
Oh, sorry. I think it's gonna be fine. Like every episode can't be like a knockout of the park or whatever. But I did really enjoy that first episode, so I'm looking forward to it. Getting to that point, they did drop a mid-season sizzle reel today.
Yeah, what a waste.
So you can see a couple clips of the upcoming episode. Sorry, let me see what my daughter's doing.
So that's cool. So we were talking about actually off air. We were talking about this mid-season trailer issue, and when we used to get shows that were 20 to 24 episodes, like Lost or 24 or whatever, they would take that 8 or 9 week break over the holidays, and they would come out with in 2 weeks, returning to have this mid-season trailer to get you hyped up for the second half. I don't understand why Marvel does this on shows that have 6 or 8 episodes. It's not taking a break; it's week to week to week. Who the hell gives a shit? So I don't know. I don't know what the purpose of this mid-season trailer does, but somebody's getting paid to put it together, so good for that person.
lucky them. You can get that job. Sorry, it only lets me scroll back to a certain amount of comments, so apologies if we missed some of them. But I think someone did ask. Oh, I lost Rob. I don't know if he's messing with me or not. But someone did ask how many kids we have. I don't know if that was a serious question or not. I've got 2 little girls. Rob has his daughter and his son. So we've got 2 each. And I've often debated the third, the trifecta, but I don't know if that's the trap. If whenever you try to get try to get the third, and you try to get a boy, you end up with 5 girls. So, Rob, I was just answering the question of how many kids you have.
Oh, sorry. You know what? I went to scroll to look at the last comments, and I hit the back key by accident. Because I'm an idiot. How many kids do I have? 2. I have a 10-and-a-half-year-old boy and he's 12. He's 12 and a half, and a 10-year-old. She'll be 10 in September. A daughter. Yeah. So he's 12 and a half, and she's 10 in September.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess we'll move forward so we can kind of keep up with the current comments. Who's Joey? Joey was one of our the third host, and then freaking Rob's gonna abandon us again. She was our third co-host, who was a pop culture personality. So we used to have a lot of fun with her, but she had other engagements pop up. So she has not returned since, but maybe we'll have her on in the future. Look at this goon back again. Did you hit the thing again? You are bad at technology.
I don't know why. You know what? You control the comments, because I keep hitting the back button for some reason, and I don't know why. So
okay, a lot of people are requesting Freebird. I don't know if our theme song sounds like Freebird, or people just want to hear Freebird.
That's so weird. From Leonard Skinner?
I don't know. I feel like there's a song that's a Freebird mashup with "Baby I Love Your Way." I forgot who sings it, but I actually quite like that track.
Oh, I thought it was like from Leonard Skinner, and I was like, wait, what? But obviously,
maybe it is. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's really weird.
Oh, so they say it's like a 7-minute song, so I don't know if that's a 7-minute song or not.
Okay, let's keep going.
Okay, so Steve, aka Sentatu Select, Fast and Furious fan. Did I watch the awesome movie Super Fast? No, I didn't. It was basically like one of those parody movies. You know, they were doing like the Wayans brothers and all those guys were doing like parodies of stuff, and Super Fast was one of those parodies. Okay. I couldn't even give it a chance. Yeah, I think I watched the trailer, and that was enough jokes for me.
Yep, fair enough.
Yeah.
Actually, I got a question for you while you're scrolling.
Yeah.
What is your favorite franchise?
Ooh, that's a toughie. If I had to, like, long running franchise, so we're talking multiple movies.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not meaning like, 1 or 2 movies like together, like the Jack Reacher ones with equal. I only had a couple, but something that had some longevity, some legs to it. What is your overall favorite franchise movie?
Yeah. Aside from Fast and the Furious, which I don't know if I would consider my favorite because I haven't watched all of them multiple times, although I did start to fire up 6. So if we have time, maybe we can talk a little bit about 6. I would probably say the Mission Impossible, the Tom Cruise stuff.
Wow, really?
When he really started amping it up, which I think is from the 4th movie onwards, I was like just in love with the Ethan Hunt persona. I was like, trying to buy the same sunglasses as him, and then try to be like Tom Cruise or something like that. So I don't know. I know that's blasphemy in the James Bond world. I don't know.
I just didn't. I was wanting to know if you thought his brother Mike would show up in the other movies, but that's fine. I just want to make you laugh, Johnny. No, it's interesting. It's good. Yeah, I never even, actually, to be honest with you, the Mission Impossible franchise never even dawned on me that would be something that you'd pick. So, way to go. All right.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is killing it. Is yours James Bond though?
Yeah, I'd probably say for me, my favorite. Like, I know people is like, what about Star Wars, this and that? For me, it's just James Bond, because I feel like those movies, there is no, aside from a few of them, there is no real connective story from one to the next. You can throw on any movie, watch it, start to finish. It's a complete story. You move on to the next one if you want to or whatever. You don't need to. I can pick and choose whichever Bond I want to go in. Sounds dirty that I meant it to, but whatever Bond I want to be able to watch, then I can just throw that one in. So,
who is your favorite Bond though? Is it Daniel Craig?
That's a very good question, because I think one of my favorite movies is the one that only has one. He only was in the movie once, and that was On Her Majesty's Secret Service with George Lazenby as Bond. That's one of probably my top 3 movies. But he makes an okay Bond. I don't want to go cliche and go Connery as the original, but I would say Craig up until Spectre, because he's looking a little bit long in the tooth. So I would say Craig from Casino Royale up until Spectre. Yeah.
Yeah. I know a lot of like long time
Suave,
fans.
yeah, but Suave, like internet, like Spy, I would give it to Craig. Like he was, to Sean Connery. Like he was a Suave, like Spy guy, whereas Craig's more of a brutish spy. So if I'm going to the classic Bond, like how he's supposed to be, even Pierce Brosnan was up there, but I felt that the movies were kind of shit for him. So except from GoldenEye.
Yeah. You kind of like I wish you could almost get a second chance.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would shout out, I guess Daniel Craig for me. I think I grew up with Timothy Dalton, but I do know the Sean Connery Bond. But a couple of people talking about Fast and the Furious. I feel like we both debated on going to a drive-through this weekend for it. But, I think the weather wasn't cooperating. I think maybe we should jump to the newer comments and work our way backwards, because I feel like we're missing some of the live chat. Let me see.
Sorry, somebody asked about you and I. Where is it? Somebody had asked how long we had known each other. I think it was Gordon. Or how did we meet? I don't know. Whatever. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah. How did you two meet? Tell us about that meet, cute, and subsequent bromance. Oh.
I don't remember. I know it was at the store for sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of when you started coming in though. I can't pinpoint it exactly, but I know whenever you would come in, we would actually chat for a while. I think you would be either there on your lunch break, or I want to say it was always your lunch break. But we would always just chat for a while. And then when the pandemic hit, I was just like, "Hey, Rob, let's rock and roll." And then we started doing this. So
yeah, I took a big break from comics, and then I got back into it towards the second half of the New 52 stuff. And so John's right. I would come in because my office was across the street, and I would come in and I would start picking up stuff, and I'd be like, "Hey, I'm getting back into comics." And at the time, I also had the motivation of wanting to get my son into comics, which I failed epically over. But I was sort of asking questions, and we started. Yeah, you're right. We started chatting. Although I will say this. Every time I was in the store and I would be chatting with you, I always felt that you were just like being really nice but didn't really give two shits about the conversation we were having. I was like, I feel like I'm just taking up this guy's time. Like I'm being a lounge fly for no real reason. Like I was like, I enjoyed chatting with, but I was like, I just kind of felt like it was awkward. I was like, maybe he doesn't really care. Like, I don't know, so sometimes like I would stay this. I felt like I stayed a little bit too long, and I was like, this guy's got great customer service because he's not kicking me out. But he's just kind of paying me like, no, he's like, yeah, we're just chatting. But and then I started buying more stuff, and weirdly enough, the more stuff I bought from you, the nicer you became.
That's the key. That's the Kickstarter or the Patreon payment. You add more books to the stack. Like, no,
you're like, hey, what about these statues? I was like, yes, tell me more. And then, but yeah, no. So that's how it started. And then you're right. It was the pandemic. You guys had done 2 episodes with you, Stu, and Andre, and you call me up, say, hey, do you want to come in one day?
Yeah, I would be like, Rob is great on this, because we would chat on everything. We would talk movies, we talk comics, we talk kids, all kinds of stuff. So it was like a little bit of everything. Sorry, folks, the chat won't let me scroll back, so I think we got to catch up. If there's a question we haven't answered that you did ask and you're still in the chat, shoot it to us again. So we're down to let me just kind of move along so we can catch up, because I feel like we're missing out on some of this great conversation in the chat. Let's see here. I heard Wonderland maybe is opening. Someone asked something about Wonderland, but I heard rumors that they are calling in staff that they trained and things like that. So
I got an email on this. I call it season's pass holder. So I actually feel it was this week they were having. It was a soft open that you could book your time to go, and I think it opens up fully. Like next, I think I just burped on live air.
Nice. That's fine. Not a first.
That's true. I think next week but I think you have to book your times. Like I think it's gonna be very kind of restricted. And you can't just it's not willy nilly jumping into it.
It depends. Yeah, I think the zoo runs off a similar format, but it's only when you're coming in. It's not like they're controlling the people coming out. So hopefully they've got a handle on it and everyone's spread out and that type of stuff. But I believe the zoo was like last week or something like that. So Canada's Wonderland meetups. We can all hop on Top Gun or whatever it's called, and act and
I'll
yell at where
hold your
Superman.
bags. I'll hold your
Yeah.
bags and be like, okay, enjoy it, guys. I'm just gonna sit here and hold
All
your
right.
bags.
Looks like Rob's drinking something healthy. I think looks like.
Yeah, I'm drinking tonight. I got a protein shake on the go tonight. So yeah,
nice. All right, I got some cheap whiskey and Coke. So let's Jesse agrees. Rick in the who is the biggest I don't know if we would call it the cartoon a-hole or a-hole. I don't know if you would throw anyone from Family Guy into that mix. Is there anyone on Family Guy who's just an a-hole? Peter Griffin, maybe? I don't know.
No, I don't think he's an asshole, but I tell you, Quagmire probably doesn't hold up with his in the age of the Me Too movement. I'm not really sure how Quagmire does and hold up as a character.
Yeah. Scott jumps in and says Cartman. Yeah, I feel like maybe it actually is Cartman, and it's just I haven't seen Family Guy recently.
South Park.
Gordon shouting out to your Tiger Tail. He got legit Tiger Tail when he went over to Calgary.
I heard.
So Tiger Tail, the ongoing joke, it is ice cream.
It's orange
that
ice
is,
cream.
I believe, orange flavored.
Yeah.
With ripples of black licorice swirled into it, which makes me want to hurl. But Rob and Gordon seem to like it. I don't know if we've gotten Scott's input on that, but I've deemed it.
I see a pattern here that you're trying.
I've deemed it the white guy's dessert. No disrespect to white guys, but licorice is one of those things that all of us Asians were like, "What is going on?" Hey,
I'm going to flip up Lewis's comment here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lewis was talking. They were talking about movies, and was talking about how Ontario is stuck with theaters not allowed to open. And Lewis is right. I think people are asking about whether or not we've seen Fast 9. Obviously, we can't. There's nowhere for us to see it. I will say this though, Lewis. Today, Amazon Canada released what's coming out in July, and A Quiet Place 2 will be released on Amazon Prime Canada. For free, like as long as you're a Prime member, I want to say July 7th or July 14th, one of those days, maybe the 14th. So we'll get to see that, which is interesting because, John, this is the first time, this is the day and date that it will be premiering on Paramount Plus in the US. This is the first movie that will be going from theater to streaming in 45 days under these new rules. So this is very interesting. We've been talking about A Quiet Place 2 at the box office and how much is done. Even last week was still pulling in over 10 or 11 million dollars, which is very well for what's happening right now. So it's going to be we'll be able to see it in the next 3 weeks. So just wanted to show that out there.
All right, so sit tight if you do not want to venture out to see Fast and Furious. I would like to see it on the big screen if things are safe. So Scott mentions that we should watch Mean Girls. Yeah, that is the ongoing fetch joke. And Fetch Mean Girls is actually I want to say I saw it semi recently with a bunch of my daughter's cousins, and I didn't know they were not deemed old enough to watch it, but I thought it was still funny. It's been a while since I watched that. Yeah, Steve is actually correct. Yeah, Fetch is the Mean Girls thing. So shout outs to Michelle, Sarah, and whoever was in on that, and Scott, and who was ever in on that interaction. I don't know what episode that was, but I feel like we should pull some of the clips for these silly things that we kind of started.
Can I okay, Scott is telling me to get my Spider-Man comic off the floor and out of the corner. And I think he's referring to, hang on.
Don't drop it.
I don't know if Scott's referring to this or not, but it's not a real comic, Scott, because this would be too big to read. But these were prints from the that Mike Zeck did for the web of the, where what do you call it? Well, Scott, you just got this as the hardcover trade.
Craven's Last Hunt. Yeah.
Craven's Last Hunt. Yeah. So that's probably what he's referring to. So I actually don't have comics on my floor, but I have these prints because I don't have anywhere else to put them up right now.
Yeah. Oh man. All right, Jonathan. Okay. Since Rob is the man who has everything, if you had to give the other person a birthday gift from your personal geek collection, what would it be? Oh, actually, I think he's asking if you had something in your collection.
Yes, to give to
and
you.
You had to give it to me. Oh, my collection is very limited to what I have at home. If you open up the key to the store and I'm allowed to grab things from the store, other than that, I'm pretty limited in the options that I have. I would probably give Rob some type of high-end action figure based off a character that he likes. I don't know which figure that would be, but I know he doesn't collect action figures, so it might be fun for him to actually goof around with one. Look, Rob's actually like looking around. It's hard to give someone who runs a shop something that you could buy from a shop.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's a couple things I have that are sentimental value. Like I have the Lego Voltron, but I got that from my kids as a birthday gift, so I wouldn't give that. Everything else I would probably give away. And you know what, John? I know I would do. I would give you my Saga first edition #1 right there.
Oh man, Saga.
So a lot 9.8 CGC. I would gift that to you, John.
Yeah, that's very kind of you. I've seen so many of these #1s that are big money now. Sega, I remember holding a stack of them in my hand when we were selling them in the comics. Walking Dead #1s. Yeah. You know, it's like some of these books that are with big money. I just remember having them and putting them on the shelf and just people getting them in their hands. But that's what it's all about. I want to get those types of things into people's hands. So it's great. Let's see here. What else we got here? What are we going to do with 1605, Rob? What can we buy for 1605 that would enhance the stream or podcast?
A pint of Tiger Tail for you, and a pint of cookies and cream for me.
You know what we can do? We can have, when we're allowed to gather, we can have a pizza party for all the viewers that are able to come and join us. A partial pizza party. One. You know when you go to school and you would get that little square?
Yeah, square boy pizzas.
For $16.50, I think you would chip in your $2 or whatever, and you would get maybe a square. So we could maybe do that. We could get close to that. Shout outs to Michelle. What's up, Michelle? She says the alien autopsy thing was debunked. So if you guys are a little older like us and remember that crazy alien autopsy thing, yeah, it looks like it was completely fabricated.
Eric Kirby asked another question, John, and he said it's only 2 movies, but the Raid movies are great, but never get any respect when action movies get talked about. What do you guys think of those movies?
I love the Raid 1. Raid 2 is really good for its action, but it's a little bonkers as to what they added to the mix. Like there's a guy with a baseball bat. I think he hits baseballs at you. And there was a girl that had another funny gimmick, I think. But I think the fact that they are foreign films subtitled, maybe a lot of people haven't seen them. I think they're both great watches, and you should definitely pick them up. I think I own the Raid 1 on Blu-ray. Rob, have you seen both of them, or do you remember?
I've only seen the first one, but I've never seen Raid 2. I thought it was okay. I thought it was good. I found that it came right around the same time as Attack the Block, though, did it not? It was Attack the Block, the Raid didn't, and then Dread 3D came out, and they were all kind of somewhat similar in nature, right? So I feel maybe that answers Eric's question. Maybe those don't get thought about because they got drowned out by other movies. Yeah. We may have a new viewer here, John. I don't recognize the professor.
Professor, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? Related to franchises, what is your favorite Lego theme?
So, Rob, I think you have a little more new Lego stuff. So, I'm old school Lego, so I haven't gotten into all these new stuff like the superhero stuff, and I see them at the store and they look amazing. Our good buddy Pat is a big guy who collects the Super Mario stuff and all that. Yeah. I'm gonna go back to just when they just had different branches. They just had space Legos. They had knights and dragons Legos. They introduced this new set, which was the Technic line, right? Which I assume is exploded now, but they were basically like cars or engines or motorbikes or something like that, and they basically had these little holes in all of them, and they would have these different clips and rods and all that kind of stuff. But I think my dad had one that was a car that had a working shifter, and the seats would go up and recline because they were on elastics and stuff. But that Technic line was the line that I probably liked the most when I was a kid.
Yeah, when I was a kid, yeah, you're right. We didn't have these specialized lines. And in fact, I felt like it wasn't until like 97 or so when the Star Wars stuff started coming back out again that Lego, that was their first kind of foray into these licensed properties. My son was a huge Lego guy. And so we've got tons of Star Wars Lego here. He's now grown up, he's 12 and a half, but he doesn't want to do it anymore. Because, he sits and he drinks and smokes cigars and talks about women in the 80s. But if I had to pick, listen, man, I got a thing for, and this maybe not be answering his question, but I like the Batman 89 stuff. I don't have any yet. I have a tough time being able to, tell my wife I want to buy a $300 89 Lego Batmobile or the Batwing, but that stuff, like, I would love to get my hands on that stuff because that would just make my day. So yeah, I'd go with like the classic, those things. Like, I have that Voltron, it's amazing. I'd want to have the two Batmans, like those classic ones. Mm-hmm. Seeing that stuff in Lego form now, it makes my day.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Sarah asks exactly what is our 20-year anniversary date. I believe if you go by our paperwork, we were incorporated on July 1st, but I don't think the store actually physically opened till maybe the 4th or 5th or something like that. We'd have to try and pinpoint that. But yeah, anyways, it's the first week of July, that's for sure. Scott shouts out, is he known Andre the longest? Definitely longer than Rob. I knew Andre before the store, so I want to say maybe 25 or more years. I think you are the one that has known Andre the longest, though, Scott, because I believe you two go back to high school, and I did not know Andre in high school. I only knew him maybe late university or something along the line. So yeah, that's shout outs to we're old but we're not old. Everyone's young at heart, right?
Yeah.
Forever young.
Oh God, Rod Stewart's all in our head now. Thanks a lot, John. Yeah. Oh,
it's a great song. They remixed it. There's a remix. There's a newer remix available. Steve shouts out to Anime North. So we used to do the Anime North conventions, which was an anime focus conventions, and I believe I met Steve at our table or Sentaku Select, and then we proceeded to go on the Street Fighter journey. So about 6 years. I feel like it's been longer, but that makes sense. Lewis shouts out the Megatron wall. Rob, I don't know if you know what the Megatron wall is, but This was from the first store. When we first opened, the first year or so of our inception, we were very good friends with the Dreamwave crew. They were the guys that originally brought Transformers back in comic form. So they did a signing for us, and the store was like ram-packed because they actually printed in the comic book, and it was a blazing hot series. Like, everyone came and bought it in the comic book that we were having signing. So we had I think it was the fullest, pretty close. I think Mike Del Mondo's signings came close, but it was one of the fullest times we had with just all these people from all over coming with boxes and boxes of Transformers comics. And during the event, Pat Lee took out a Sharpie, and we had this blank white wall, and he drew a giant Megatron on the wall. And then after he was done, we had a plexiglass put on top, and it became like artwork of the store. Unfortunately, when we moved to our new location, so this is our old location, Kennedy and Highway 7, we moved to our new location, we were unable to rip that wall out of the plaza. So we ended up, unfortunately, we just had to paint over it and leave it for the new tenants. So I wonder if it is under there possibly still. I don't think so.
Sarah was asking what our birthday is, but I kind of feel like that she's fishing for password information.
Yeah. She's trying to hack our accounts. I'll tell Sarah can message me her birthday, and then we'll share our birthdays. I feel like it's a tradesies. I don't know if she's trying to ascertain how old we are. Shout outs to Gordon mentioned. I'm actually surprised Gordon noticed my COS Porta Pro KOSS. I don't know if you know that old school manufacturer, Rob. These are pretty old school. They're done in the old style, but they're new headphones. So let's see. Professor mentions that Loki is going to take the show in a new direction, so we'll see. Sweet. Let's see. Eric Kirby with another one. Who had the better 80s action movies, Stallone or Arnold?
Now, Eric,
I'll let you feel that one because I'm so biased. I'm going to pick Arnold Schwarzenegger hands down, no matter what you throw at me.
The question again. Again. Eric, I mean, maybe, I don't know, and I apologize if you are new to this channel or not, but you could definitely go back and do a deep dive. You can on our YouTube channel, or even go back if you want to listen to it on iTunes, Spotify, or whatever. But we did an 80s action movie bracket. We actually divided it into 80s action movies, and then we did a sub bracket of 80s sci-fi action. And that lasted what felt like the entire decade of the 80s, but it was probably about 6 or 7 weeks. But it was a hell of a lot of fun. I'm going to say Arnold had the better 80s action movies, a lot more movies than what Stallone did. Stallone really only had Rambo and I mean, I know you're probably, Eric, going to say Rocky. Rocky was
Rocky.
not really an action movie. It was a sports movie.
Sports drama, I think
sports drama, right?
Ascertained,
So,
yeah.
yes. So, and aside from Tango and Cash, which I don't remember if that was 1990 or 90, I couldn't remember if that one it was included. So, yes, I think it was. Was it include Tango and Cash?
It was in the 80s. It was in the 80s bracket.
It was 89. So at any rate, he only really had those two movies, whereas as Arnold had many more movies in the 80s. So we went with Stallone.
Although Arnold did really shine 90s, I feel 90s and onwards was when he really had his blockbusters. Sarah asks, which of our kids would you vote to survive the zombie apocalypse? And you can only pick one. I feel like my oldest Izzy would have the better chance because she's like really fast.
But the question is, who would you vote to survive, or who could survive?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like you can't answer that question. You would. I think if this was, what was that Scott Snyder movie, Army of the Dead or whatever? Which one of your characters based off of your kids would be the most likely to make it the furthest in the movie?
You know what? I would have to probably go with my son. My daughter would probably be a lot more agile, but I feel that she would be manipulated easier, whereas my son is very resourceful and he would be the one manipulating people to do things for him. So I would say my son would probably survive the zombie apocalypse. And I don't know, Scott, maybe we ought to hook up sometime and have a drink. We can go hand.
I think your Stallone is more like new school Stallone.
It's old.
It's definitely no Vin Diesel. That's very off from Vin Diesel. I feel like your Stallone's got to take a step back and kind of tone it down to actually hit Vin Diesel. Yeah. So Gordon shouts out your protein shake.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm drinking tonight. No booze for tonight.
Yeah. Shout outs to Steve mentions Bloodsport. Bloodsport was on our list. It didn't quite make it because of its competition. Yeah.
much to John's chagrin, I can assure you, he was not happy about that one.
Yeah. All right. So we got a whole bunch of Fast and the Furious talk. Let's see. Yeah. Shout outs. I think we've had 17 people in the chat. So I guess people are okay with this loose style. No real plan per se. Or maybe it's because we're not talking about a specific movie that maybe you didn't either care for or you didn't have time to watch. So thank you everyone for being in the chat. It's pretty awesome. Scott shouts out his favorite franchise, National Lampoon's Vacation series.
Really, Scott?
How many are there?
Well, there's Vacation, where they go to Wally World. Then it's European Vacation, where they go to Europe.
I definitely haven't seen all of them then. Yeah.
And then there's Christmas Vacation, which is obviously the most profitable movie, the most watched movie because it's at Christmas. And then there was Vegas Vacation, where they go to Vegas. And then there was National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation 2, Cousin Eddie's Island Adventure, I think it was called. It was a direct-to-video movie, and nobody watched that. And I think that they wanted to make one more vacation movie, but they didn't. And instead, they did a reboot called Vacation with Ed Helms and Christina Applegate. And the movie was so-so. The original cast were in it. But Ed Helms plays Rusty. But the funniest part about that Vacation reboot was Chris Hemsworth was in it, and he had this prosthetic dong in his pants, and he was doing the stretches with the really short shorts, and you could see the outline of his Mjolnir in his pants. And that was like the funniest part. I
definitely haven't seen all these films. Is National Lampoon like something like a title, like a branding or something, or was it created just as a movie?
No. National Lampoon was like it was a magazine. It started off as a magazine, and actually, I believe that Harvard has ties to the National Lampoon as well. National Lampoon to Harvard, but it was a magazine. It was kind of like the smarter version of Mad Magazine, but it was all very satirical and whatnot. And so that's how it started off. Now, if you remember, National Lampoon still exists. I mean, a number of years ago, they did that National Lampoon's Van Wilder with Ryan Reynolds and stuff like that. So,
Van Wilder. I have seen Van Wilder many times.
Yeah. So why I have all this information about the vacation movies, I'm sorry, my brain I forget really simply. My wife will say, "Hey, can you go downstairs and take the water reading?" And I'll be like, "Sure," and I forget. But for some reason, I have all this useless information stuck in my
That
head.
thing you told me 5 minutes ago, I've already forgotten it.
Dude, like a
I
fart in
can
the
give
wind.
you
It's
all the
gone.
national lampoons. Michelle shouts out on Her Majesty's Secret Service. If you could transport Sean Connery in there, it would be the flawless James Bond movie. I don't know if you agree with that statement or not.
Yes, I do, because Connery comes back and it kind of picks up the first 5 minutes are kind of picking up what happened in the end of the movie. And I won't spoil it for anybody, but I agree with Michelle. In fact, I'm not going to lie. I was really hoping that they were going to redo that movie with Daniel Craig following Quantum of Solace. I was really hoping that they would have kind of reintroduced that movie, because I think it gets forgotten about because George Lazenby was only in it for the one time. Most people don't realize that it's a James Bond movie, but it's definitely one of the best.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So the chat's going like crazy. So hopefully
Okay.
we can get to most of it here. So some people are seeing Fast and Furious in theaters. Very jealous.
Good for you guys. And thanks for not spoiling it. How about that?
Yeah.
Thanks for people for not spoiling stuff.
Something Rob said just made Sarah's day. I don't know what it was. Maybe about
I know.
Wonderland.
No, Wonderland. No. Oh, no. Maybe, but I thought it might have been about Quiet Place Part 2. But maybe you're right. Maybe it was Wonderland.
Yeah. So maybe it's Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure we at least touch on everything else. Just the Secret Service.
Oh, this is for you, buddy. This is for you.
Yeah.
What is the one thing that has made it easier to run a successful comic book store, and one thing that has made it harder?
Oh my God, I feel like that's a whole separate podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of technology things available. Now having the website, I can see there's a lot of potential in that, making things easier. So technology, Facebook and all that kind of stuff. So previously we did move our store, if you're not familiar, from Kennedy and Highway 7 to its current location, which is Warden and 7. And the only way we could reach our customers was to put a sign on the old location's door, and the old landlord, wasn't too happy with us leaving, would take it down or whatever, tell us not to do that. So it was basically just word of mouth. So a lot of people didn't discover us right away. Now with social media and Google and all that stuff being so strong, if we move spots, our customers can know in an instant. So I think that's really good. The whole network of web, making it harder. Quickly, I would say all the different distributors we have to deal with now. All the different companies are going exclusive here, going exclusive there. So instead of calling one guy up and letting him know what I need, I've now got to call up 5 to 10 different places. If someone asks for a specific board game or something, to try and track down what they're looking for, I got to find out who manufactures it. I got to find out which of my distributors carries that particular product and get it in. I don't know if there's a better way to do it, because we've seen a lot of things go wrong with someone having a monopoly. So let's see. Some people mentioned the Slave One renaming of Boba Fett's ship. It's maybe a word that has bad connotations. So I don't know, what are they going to call it next? I was saying they're just going to call it by whatever type of a fictional chassis or body style it has, similar to like when people call cars by their frame names and that type of stuff. So I don't know if you have any thoughts on that Slave One stuff, Rob.
No, I don't know. Nothing that I really want to get into. I don't know if this is an overreaction and a justifiable reaction. I don't know if, so far I haven't really seen a lot of people getting upset about it. But I don't know if they will. People will be. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know why Disney has decided to do it. I don't know what the motivation was, but it is what it is. There's nothing when you either learn to accept it or learn to hate it, however you want to choose to follow it, but it is what it is. So
yeah. All right. So what up to my brother? He calls us dangerous. Top Gun reference. Love Top Gun.
There you go. Hey, we got to go see that new movie when it comes out next year, John.
Oh man,
we're supposed to see it this summer, and obviously it got delayed. So
yeah,
we have to go.
Yeah. So let's see. Local. So if we get a local artist to draw on our store walls for a 20th anniversary, to replace the Megatron picture, I would probably definitely ask Mike Del Mondo if he wanted to do like a crazy, like his artwork is like a masterpiece, but I feel like I would get him to draw it on something that we could remove and take with us, because I would not want to leave that. So look at this, Gordon. Okay, guys, don't go crazy in the super chat. I don't want to take all your guys' money, but we will definitely use it for something. related to the stream. So Gordon has gotten us a Tiger Tail ice cream. I don't know if it costs $2.79 in Calgary or if we can find in Canada, but definitely not the knockoff brand that he tried before. Right. And Lewis Law just paid for a whole pizza. So
thanks, Lewis.
So we've upgraded from the square to actual proper slices. Thank you so much, guys. Don't go crazy. I didn't know this option was on, so thank you everyone for checking it out. Let's see.
This is an interesting question, actually.
Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry. What's your favorite guilty pleasure movie that most people hate or criticize? Mine is Bright with Will Smith. This is a tough one, and I'll be honest, and I'll tell you why. Because I feel like we've watched so many things, John. Mm-hmm. In the last year and a half, we've watched so many movies. I've almost forgotten about what my guilty pleasure because of this process, this podcast, and this show that we've been doing, and the main one, I've seen a lot more things quickly because we have deadlines to watch some of the stuff. So if I was sitting down to watch something, I don't have time to put on a guilty pleasure. So I've almost kind of forgotten what mine are. That being said,
is it Howard the Duck?
No, but every time I mention weird science, people look at me like there's something wrong with me. They're like, what? I love weird science. And I also get to say, people also say anything. So I'm a big fan of Say Anything. That's right. John Cusack. That's like one of my favorite movies.
Molly Ringwald? Is it Molly Ringwald?
No. It's Ione Sky. But most people look at me like there's it's a Cameron Crowe movie, but they look at me like I have something wrong with me. But I love Say Anything. So that would probably be my guilty pleasure.
Yeah. I actually thought Bright from Will Smith was actually pretty good. I actually was hoping that they would do a follow-up sequel. I think they were just trying to do too much with that first movie. So I don't know if they're going to get back to it or whatever. Shout out to Machine Gun Kelly who did a soundtrack for it. Let's see here. Lots of mentions of Hot Flakes. So Lewis's $20.99 could buy a hell of a lot of Hot Flakes.
Which I didn't realize what that was until
okay. So Rob, so next time I see Rob in person, I think I'm gonna have to try and make sure I have Hot Flakes on hand, and we'll do like a live taste test since he subjected people to his Tiger Tail.
I'm gonna bring
Tiger Tail ice cream.
Yeah.
Good luck having it not melt when you drive from your hour-long trip from Ajax, this drama queen guy. He's like, it took me forever to get here.
I'm gonna put it in the same type of cooler that they transport organs, John. Don't worry, it will stay cold.
Yeah. So after the motorcycle accident, we get the Tiger Tail.
That's right.
My god! All right, so let's keep going. Chris shouts out that Lego thing that I was talking about, the Lego Technic thing, is still at my mom's place. Yes, it is. If I brought it home, my girls would demolish it. Sarah wants to know if Professor is actually Professor. That's cool. I would like to be a professor of something. I don't know what, but Gordon is down with Technics as well. Pneumatic as I was aging out. Yeah, I think they started adding batteries and all this kind of crazy stuff to it. I never got into that. So yes, the professor says he is a professor. All right. Is it a professor of doom?
Professor of cool. How do you know?
Yeah. Do you have any childhood toys or collectible things that you got rid of that you regret now? I'll quickly throw mine out. Mine was my He-Mans. So He-Mans, you've probably heard me express love for He-Man during some of our trailer reactions and stuff like that. I had He-Mans when I was a very, very young kid, and long enough that I probably don't remember them. And then we sold them. It was one of the only things we sold at a yard sale, from a bin, like maybe $5 each or something like that, or for the whole bin. And someone came and just bought the whole box up. So I do regret not keeping those.
Wow. Yeah, I would have to go with my my Transformers. I had a shit ton of Transformers and I loved them. And I got rid of them. I also lost a lot of comic books. Like a lot. So that would probably be my other thing. Yeah.
All right. So Sarah shouts out October 1st. I don't know what that's in reference to, so I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Oh, that's her birthday, I think, is what she was telling us.
Okay. Gordon already has our passwords. Yeah. It's password 1234 usually.
Yeah, it probably is.
Oh my god. Shout outs to Scott 111111. Well, that's pretty cool.
Wow.
That's cool.
Well, I will.
Michelle's fishing for more passwords. Mother's maiden name. Oh man,
that's so funny. That's amazing. I love that. That made my favorite comment of the night.
All right. How about Stallone for taking the role of Stop or My Mom Will Shoot? Have you seen this movie? I've seen this movie.
Yeah, of course. Still Getty. Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, he was on his comedy kick at that point, right? He did this. He did shut up, Chris. He did this. He did he did Oscar. He did a lot of them, right? So yeah, that was his comedy kick. Comedy. But yeah. Hey, Michelle also oh, here, look at this.
Whoa.
Michelle,
you have to do it now. You have to do it now. You have to. We have to do it. Okay, so we're gonna take that money. Yes, if there is a steelbook edition of Howard the Duck,
you know we'll got do a giveaway.
We have to order it. No, it has to be in your collection. It has to be on your shelf. So you have to explain yourself when people come over, and they're like,
Michelle,
"Thank you very much, Michelle. You guys are crazy."
You don't have to do that. That's
yeah. We're just here to hang out with you guys, but thank you very much. So let's see if we can catch up to. I feel like we're way behind. So Scott shouts out. He's got all his G1 Transformers downstairs.
So lucky.
Yeah. Sarah's got a guilty pleasure movie, her Masters of the Universe, starring Dolph Lundgren. Who else is in that? Is Courtney Cox in that? Yeah. Yep. And who plays Skeletor? He's someone big.
Frank Langella.
Yeah. He really went all in for it. I actually do own this on DVD as well. And it's not quite what you remember it to be. I do own action figures from it as well, though. So let's see. So we're a little more current. Thank you guys for bearing with us. I think we'll have to make sure people send the questions at a specific time so we can throw them in a roulette or something like that.
That's okay, Professor. I won't hold it against you. It's funny because the other day I actually threw on, thanks to Disney Plus, it's on the Star feature, but Grosse Point Blank. Man, I love that movie. If you've never seen that movie from 1996, you got to give it a go. Grosse Point Blank is amazing. It was actually one of the best soundtracks that came out of the 90s as well. I hold it up there with the soundtrack for Singles, the movie.
It's basically kind of like a rom-com with a little bit of action kind of thrown in from what I can remember from it. And I actually do remember quite liking it. Scott shouts out his Robotech. Yeah. Robotech stuff. If you still have it, that's gold. My brother mentions our original Voltrons. I don't know what we did with these. I think they got broken up because we had the ones that were plastic
into 5 lions. Yes, we know, John.
Yeah, no. But the tails would actually insert and you would combine it. It was pretty tall, and the cockpits actually fit in little 6. I want to say 3 or 4 inch figures. I don't know the fate of that. I don't know what happened to it. Maybe we still have it somewhere.
I had the diecast ones, and they just broken. We ended up buying my son one of those called Go Robots or Gold Lion robots from Taiwan. I have it. I'm looking at it right now, but they don't hold up as well as the. I mean, they're diecast metal, but still, it's
All right, so someone mentions the Phantom with Billy Zane. I remember really wanting to like that movie, but not being able to do it. Shout outs to Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. I'm not familiar with that one.
That was the one. So that was one of the first movies that was almost like they had all the actors were on stages, but everything was green screen, and it was Jude Law and Angelina Jolie, and I want to say. Anyways, and it was like this fantastical future movie that was supposed to take place like in the 40s, but if the 40s were the future with like blimps and spaceships, like they had like the old school gunner airplanes from the 40s, but they were outfitted with lasers, like you could actually go into outer space with them. Like it was an interesting movie.
All right, bunch of Riri Williams love.
Yeah. That's right.
Shoutouts to Triple X Part 2 with Ice Cube. That is definitely a guilty pleasure. I think it's come up in our podcast a couple times. When Ice Cube dropped in, Triple X Part 2. Oh, so Part 2, yeah, okay. I don't think I've seen the full out Ice Cube one. I was talking about Triple X Return of Xander Cage when Ice Cube shows up. Sorry, go ahead, Rob.
Wait, wasn't it Triple X Part 2? That's Triple X State of the Union, right? With Ice Cube?
Yeah.
That's what it's called, right? State of the Union? Isn't
I
that
think
what
so.
he's
Yeah,
referring
yeah.
to?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it's called. Yeah. Shout outs to Jonathan Yo says Ken Lashley doing art on my car. I don't know if he'd want to do it on my car, but he did do some really wicked artwork on an all white car, which looked amazing. It was like Star Wars stuff. Chris asked you a question, Rob, or
you wouldn't want to do it on your roof, John, of your car. Did you ever get the back up or no?
Oh yeah. I had a problem, folks. So the newer your car is, the more technology, the more things that can go wrong. So like I think a weekend or two ago, right before it was supposed to be the rainiest weekend ever, my sunroof stopped working and it was stuck in the open position. So first world problems. So I was like, oh great, I got a ghetto convertible going on.
But brother, you never liked any of the suggestions we gave you. We just said park it in the garage.
Yeah, you guys were very helpful. Like, no, park in the garage or yeah, thanks. Right. I'll just never drive when it rains. Chris asks, if you're heading into a battle, which 3 fictional action characters are you bringing with you? Let's make it easier. Let's just pick one. Pick who, what fictional character, or if you have a team of guys, Rob. I don't know. Do you just pick Superman and keep it easy?
Well, but I was assuming Chris was meaning from like movies when he said fictional action characters. I figured he meant for movies as opposed to comics. So if that's the case, if I'm going movies, I'm going to go John McClane.
Yeah. Just because he was just a regular Joe?
Well, because he started off as a regular Joe, and then all of a sudden he started jumping on top of helicarriers and F-15s and was able to survive nuclear blasts. So this guy is obviously more than meets the eye. So I'll take John McClane.
I think I'd have to roll with one of Nicolas Cage's characters just because he's so over the top. You just be the guy standing next to him going, look him go, look at him go. Like I feel like that would be a fun night. So I think we're almost caught up here on the. So sorry, folks, if we missed any of your questions.
It's been a lot of fun.
It's been crazy. So I don't know if you want to start throwing out some ideas. So some people, do you have any ideas for what we want to do next week? Do we want to do more of this, or do you guys want to watch something? So shout outs to Shira Figures in the chat. My brother remembers my mom sold that Voltron at a yard sale. So all right. So let's see here. Did you? I think Rob originally was thinking that we were going to do something John Woo related, but a lot of those films aren't available on streaming. So we want to make it something that's kind of easy for people to check out. If you guys have got suggestions, start throwing them out now. I'm just checking that thing.
Michelle.
Gord says check the fugitives. No, I had other issues. It was like something with the track and stuff like that. It was a pain in the butt.
Michelle came out with like the best answer. I don't know why I didn't think about it. James Bond. That's right. He survived 24 films. So yeah, 25th coming out this fall. Damn it! Yeah. I don't know why I didn't think that. All right, so I'm not really too sure where we go for next week, John. I don't know. I don't know. I guess we can think about it. I don't know if we want to do another. I think I don't know if people want to ask us more questions. Maybe we do that towards the end of the summer or into the fall. We'll have to come up with something to watch. If anybody has any suggestions?
I'll throw out a couple random suggestions. One was James Bond, which you always suggest, but I'm not watching 20 movies. I'm thinking maybe Daniel Craig and Up, or you can tell me the best movie that Daniel Craig has done out of all these ones. And I think I haven't seen Spectre, so that would be interesting. The Mission Impossible franchise would be another one that's on the table. Eventually Tom Cruise is going to release that new one. I can't even remember what happens in number 1, so that would be an interesting rewatch. Or we maybe pick the best one. Maybe we pick the best one from each franchise and pit them head to head in a Mission Impossible versus James Bond bracket. Scarface, I randomly told Rob that I've never seen Scarface before. I wasn't sure if it was a legit good movie or it was just a part of the culture.
He also hasn't seen The Godfather, so I mean, come on.
Yeah, hey man.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies that you are.
Hey, I've seen every single Jet Li, and Jackie Chan movie, but I have not seen Godfather or Scarface. I did recently watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which put me on a Brad Pitt kick. So I don't know if we would go through a bunch of Brad Pitt movies. I heard Moneyball is actually pretty good. I don't know if it's available on anything.
Yeah, I think
but I've never seen that. Maybe Crave or something.
So you know what? What if one of us picks a movie, instead of us agreeing, You have to you tell me what movie, and then next week I'll come up with a movie. So I'll in the next couple of days you tell me what movie you want us to watch, and then I'll surprise you with a movie that I think you should watch for the week after next. Does that make sense?
So, hold on. Wait, so what are you saying? So I suggest a movie that you should watch?
Yeah. You suggest a movie. Say, hey, you should watch this. This is like one of your movies, one of your whatever movie, and I'll say, all right, fine, and I'll watch it, and then we'll talk about it. And then next week I'll submit.
I think it has to be a movie that everybody else is also interested in. I feel like we should. I feel like I want to stay on this Brad Pitt kick, and I do want to watch Moneyball. And I got my brother who said it's one of his favorite movies of all time. So I usually do line up pretty well with my brother's taste. Sarah, Fifth Element. Someone dropped Fifth Element. That's an interesting drop. I think that was just added to a bunch of services recently too. If I had my Laserdisc down here, I actually do own Fifth Element on Laserdisc.
You're a loser.
Funnily enough, Sarah also says Moneyball is awesome. I feel like I want to watch Moneyball, but I don't know. Yeah. So let's see what else we got here. Michelle shouts out Mean Girls. I'm definitely always down with the Mean Girls rewatch. Should we throw a bunch of things on a wheel and have it determine it?
No.
No? I feel like there's a bunch of choices here.
I see two choices. I've seen Mean Girls and Fifth Element. And Moneyball. There's three choices. I don't know.
Do you want to throw something on the table and we'll spin the wheel?
I can't come up with anything that quickly that I want to make you watch.
This guy, you can't come up with something. It could be something you haven't watched. I still haven't seen Tenet. I don't know if anyone's seen Tenet out there.
Yeah,
Look,
I have.
Gordon and Sarah just filling the chat with Mean Girls. Look, holy crap! Jesse's in on this. My brother's like, no, just do Mean Girls. I don't know what we can. I don't know what the discussion is if we do Mean Girls.
Where is it even playing?
I don't know. Oh my god. Okay.
Is it on anything?
Yeah, folks. Okay, so let's find out if Mean Girls is actually on something. If you guys really want to do it, definitely some of you are coming on the show to do this then. Because I don't know how much me and Rob can talk about Mean Girls.
It's on Netflix.
Where on Netflix? I don't see it. Oh, I'm on the kids' Netflix. I guess it does not qualify as a kids movie. If you say it's on Netflix, Rob, I'm going to believe you. Yeah, do you guys really want to watch Mean Girls? Do we want to do this, Rob, or do we want to?
I don't, but sure.
Cut to commercial.
I suffer from my art, so that's fine.
The whole chat has exploded with Mean Girls. I don't know if it's just Sarah and Gord though. We've seen something similar happen with Running Man.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think John Rob should have to learn the dance and post it on TikTok. Shut the hell up.
Which dance?
I don't know. Okay.
A Mean Girls dance?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot before next Monday. We're also going to be watching the Tomorrow War for the main show. I don't know. I guess we can fit it in.
Okay. So, did you want to not watch anything and let this get decided next week, or do you actually want to put something on the schedule? I vote we throw Moneyball and Mean Girls on a pinwheel. The
double M's.
If you have a suggestion, then
whatever. I'm good. That's fine. Go ahead.
You want to do that? Hey, folks, let us know. You guys want? We're not watching Magic Mike. That's not on the table, Sarah. All right. Do we want to do this? Do we want to do Mean Girls versus Moneyball? I kind of hope it lands on Moneyball, but the mob has spoken, and maybe we would do a random Mean Girls episode.
Sure.
Yeah. Are you up for this, Rob? Object now.
No, that's fine. It's fine.
Object now if you don't want to watch this.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We'll watch it. That's fine. I'll fit it in.
So we've got Moneyball and Mean Girls on this spinner. We're gonna hit spin,
all right,
and see what happens, folks. Whatever it lands on is what's gonna happen next week. So let's rock and roll. What's it gonna be? Oh. And I think okay, so we're doing Moneyball.
Is it on any streaming service? Did you check that out first?
No, probably should have.
You bonehead.
But everyone's seen it supposedly.
Let's see. Amazon Prime. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Okay, we're checking it out. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in tonight. That was a lot of fun to go from.
It's only available to rent. You can't stream it anywhere, John. So I guess Mean Girls it is.
All right, Mean Girls by default, or does everyone really want to watch Moneyball? Lewis says Moneyball's on Stars, which is a part of the Crave app.
Okay. No. Oh, Crave. No. What?
Like part of one of the Crave extensions.
Or does he mean Stars from Disney? It's too many stars. I guess we should have planned this out.
We probably should have. That's what happens when we go in with.
Sounds like you on prom night. All right. I don't see it playing. It's not on Disney, and I don't think it's on Crave. And I have the stars.
Okay, but people are raving about this movie, so I feel like it's okay for us to ask if people want to watch this with us or not.
All right.
Russell. Prime stars. Okay, so we're gonna somehow watch Moneyball next week. Hopefully, you guys will join us for that. If not, then we'll switch it up, and Mean Girls will be on the table for I don't know when. It definitely has to go in there then.
July 27th, I will not be here on that Monday, John. So you guys can do that then.
Okay. Oh, okay. Are you serious?
Yeah, my son's going for surgery, so I will be away for a few days.
Well,
so
the 27th is a Tuesday, though.
Yeah, but also on the Monday we're down. We're spending the night downtown. So on the 26th.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys can do that.
Okay. So, folks. Okay. So let's do this. So Mean Girls is going to go on the table for when Rob is on hiatus. So I'm definitely going to enlist the help of Sarah and Gord and whoever else wants to help with Mean Girls. But next week, let's watch Moneyball. I'm on a Brad Pitt kick. So that is the movie that has been recommended to me. So I guess we're all going to watch it together. So thank you very much, everybody.
It's been a lot of fun, man. It's been a lot of good times.
I don't know what else we have to cover. Other than
the main show, we did a review of a Loki episode 3, so definitely check that out. And we also did a review of Batman: The Long Halloween Part 1. And I think I saw Kirby said that he's going to go and rent it and then watch a review of it. So I hope you enjoy it, sir. And thanks again to everybody who was contributing financially. You don't have to do that. That was really nice of you, though. So
we're definitely putting some type of party on the docket when we're allowed to do something.
Yeah. So thank you to everybody. This has been a lot of fun, and we'll definitely do this. Ask us anything again, probably in the next, maybe in the fall or whatever after the summertime. But yeah, Moneyball's next week. And John, thanks, buddy, for everything you do. I love you, pal. Virtual hugs.
Hug. My brother says Moneyball is about baseball, by the way. I did not know that.
You're an idiot. You're such an idiot.
Okay,
you didn't know
whatever.
That. All right.
It's got Brad Pitt in it. That's all you need, really. What else do you need? That guy kills it in any part he gets. So again, thank you everybody else for joining us. So we're gonna Moneyball next week and figure out other things for the rest of the month.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
So I thank Rob. I thank everybody in the chat. We will see you guys next time. We've kept you long enough. So thank you everyone for joining us and hope to see you next time. Right. Peace out.